Hi, my name is Sister Elizabeth Larson, and I'm your instructor for Sociology 383. And here's a little more information about me. I live in Pleasant Grove, Utah, which is in Utah County, not far from Provo. And I live there with my husband, Garrett. He is a mechanical engineer. He currently works for Lockheed Martin, working on drones. We have 3 children. My oldest is Miles. He is 9 years old and in the 4th grade. He is a giant Harry Potter fan. He read those for the first time this year. He also loves creating things. He likes to make a lot of his own games, likes to build things with dominoes, loves computers. He's a really great kid. My daughter Molly is 6 years old. As you can probably tell from the missing front tooth in her picture, she is in 1st grade. She loves to be with other people. She loves to dance and sing and create art. She's a very, very sweet, very loving kid. And then my youngest, Elliot, is 3, almost 4. He has a brand new Sunbeam this year. He loves preschool. He loves cars and trucks and Cosmo the Cougar, BYU's mascot. He always makes us smile. He's a lot of fun, and they are my favorite people to spend time with and to be with. As my day job is a stay-at-home mom to those 3, and then this is my part-time job on top of that. Some other things about me, my hobbies include crossword puzzles. I do the New York Times crossword puzzle every day. I love to cook and I love to bake. My favorite TV show is The Great British Baking Show. I've seen all of those seasons, like all of them, a lot, but I also like to enter recipe contests. This is a picture of a recipe I've recently had published that's crispy chicken with like a bacon and tomato topping. I also love to sew. I started sewing a few years ago. I mostly make clothes, some occasional things for my house, curtains and pillows. This is a project I made recently for my daughter, the shirt and the overall dress. I love to read. When I have spare time, I read nonfiction and fiction. These are 2 books I've really liked recently within the past few months. On the nonfiction side is Evicted. It won the Pulitzer Prize. It's a well-deserved Pulitzer Prize. It looks at poverty and eviction and factors that are leading in to neighborhoods and to homelessness and to poverty. It's very sociological. It's very well done. I would recommend it really to anyone, but especially to those of you here in a sociology class. A fiction book I liked was called The Map of Salt and Stars. So it follows 2 different protagonists. One is a modern-day Syrian refugee trying to get to safety, and then they also have a sort of a historical but fantasy historical narrator who's following that same route that the refugee narrator is taking, but she's on an exploration mission when the Arab world was at its height. It's really well written, really has a lot of things to think about refugees, and yeah, I loved it. My last hobby is something I don't really do much right now, but that I would recommend is I do love traveling. I went on a study abroad when I was in college, and that's what I'd recommend if you get the chance is to do one. I went to London, and as part of our trip we went to northern France where that picture is taken. But it was wonderful. I love learning about different cultures. I don't travel much right now because it's not really vacation-like with 3 small children, but I hope to again someday in the future. I love just going new places and seeing new things and learning about how people live. Another major thing that I love is sociology. So I was a social studies teaching major as an undergraduate, and as one of my classes, I took a class from a sociology professor, and she hired me as a research assistant doing a project in the sociology of education about school choice and how that influenced racial and socioeconomic stratification in Salt Lake City. This is my research poster that I did along with my friend. It was not a great poster, but I loved doing the research, and I loved being able to learn about education and people and race and poverty from this broader level than I'd done before. I ended up going to graduate school in sociology, and I just fell more and more in love with it. So I'm really excited that I get to keep teaching it now. It's a dream come true for me to be able to teach you guys online. I'm also really excited and passionate about our subject for this semester, which is juvenile delinquency. In the past 5 years, I've had a lot of callings in church with the youth and with children. As I'd mentioned earlier, my major was in teaching, so I worked a lot with teenagers there as well. There are so many challenges facing children and youth today. We'll talk about some of them here. And I've really come to know and understand how much Heavenly Father loves them. And I would hope that this semester that you get something that is a takeaway for you, maybe with your own children right now or someday, or as you get called into young men's or young women's, something you can use to help someone. Many of you I know are going into social work or are going into law enforcement or something where you will work with children and youth that are at risk on a regular basis. And my hope is that for all of you, there will be something that you can take to help serve in the future. And I'm so excited to meet with all of you and learn more about you. And yeah, I look forward to this semester. Thanks.